When we last left off, our intrepid heroes finished their business with the great dragoness, and, having done so, got her to agree, if somewhat begrudgingly, to go ahead and protect the harpies so that the party can rain down holy water and obliterate all the undead in the valley, as the Morgan would want. However, before we do that, the party has acquired a ring of regeneration, given it to a big orc sorceress, and decided to take a quick foray into the plane of air, or at least what they thought was going to be the plane of air. When they arrived through the portal, the party was greeted by the sight of continent-sized shelves of elemental energy crashing into each other above, below, all around them, in a swirling vortex of elemental chaos. As huge chunks of volcanic rock and balls of boiling steam rain down around them, the party has tried to hail what looks like an airship of sorts, sailing off to the north. However, before the ship arrives, your fiery message has attracted other denizens of this plane. And it is there we pick up. As from the west, huge horned bird creatures take flight from their roosts in these skylands and arc towards you at great speed. You see no glint of sapience in their eyes, only a deep, ravenous hunger as their toothed maws loll open, revealing great rows of shark-like teeth, barbed tongues, and crackling talons below their wings. I suspect.
Oh, so they're fucking sky penguins.
Yeah, they are feathery horned sky penguins. Precisely.
Yeah, I don't know if you have seen the inside of a fucking penguin mouth.
Yeah, they're
That's
horrifying.
literally what you describe. Yeah.
You'd think they have, like, chicken mouths, but no.
Similar, more closer to a goose than a chicken. Much more closer to a goose than a chicken.
Boats.
No. Now I need to open this for the class. Oh, they even have little barbed tongues. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when their tongues have teeth.
I heard they're like the upper mouth had teeth, but yeah, penguin mouths are pretty gnarly.
It's just teeth all the way down.
Yeah, the thing is though, the penguins have more of a an inside of their mouth and throat to that of a snapping turtle. Snapping turtle, alligator turtle.
Gnarly.
They look just like a fucking Langolier all the way down. That's no hyperbole.
So yes, you do not want to get the suck from these things. So, presumably you'll want to roll initiative, or you could just fuck off back through the portal, I suppose.
Well, we are flying at the moment, so...
You are indeed flying.
Yeah.
Well, some of you. Some of you are being princess
some of
carried.
And some of us are tied to the back of a giant Minotaur.
Flying moo horse.
Triple tied, to be sure.
This elemental chaos is strange. We assume we would fall, but that would mean that there is a gravity beneath us.
Yeah, I can probably feel if there is gravity because I'm not affected by the fly spell.
Yeah, unless Ursula's actively being carried, then she just like plops down onto the earth here.
What is making all the gravity then?
Well, directional force.
It's like a fucking lava island over there somewhere.
Is there some? Well, if there's fire and air if fire and there's this like maybe the plane of Earth, maybe the entire plane of Earth is just way down there.
Hey, Kina, you ever thought about this? Directional force.
No, that doesn't make any sense at all.
But we don't feel it, so we are actually just pressed down and we think it's gravity.
That sounds far too complicated.
It can be that fucking simple.
You roll initiative.
I do have. Nahia, Kina.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I already missed Hassie.
Oh, I missed Tassie too. Don't worry, you got this boomer here instead.
I can't do anything with her though. That's Tassie's great grandmother.
I think it's great.
I mean, you could. She'd just be really annoyed at you if you did.
Oh, she'd be so mad. Unbelievably mad.
She really does not want you to make her family tree into a square like in fucking Borks.
That is not a square. That doesn't even come close to the fucking web. The family web.
There is
pretty
a
strong.
square on the family tree or the family web in that game.
Both sides of that square diverged.
Yeah, it's fine. It wasn't technically incensed. It was just step-obsessed. Anyway,
But don't you see?
Ursula,
which means it's right within Savin's fucking fetish realm.
It's
so
like several generations. It's like 3 generations separated. Come on.
That's not enough. Secondly, all these squares make a circle.
all right, Ursula, you are up first. The birds are screeching and flapping and heading towards you.
I can't reach for shit with absolutely anything I got.
I'm pretty sure axe has a long range of 60. Or whenever you're throwing weapons.
Yes. I do have javelins.
Yeah, there you
go. But I could just wait for him to get closer.
That would be smart, I guess.
Yeah, remember, she's not retarded anymore.
Alright, so you just want to ready an action?
I will, as a bonus action, activate my rage. And as my standard action, since I can't fucking move, since I'm tied to Hashat, I will ready an action to strike the hostile fuckers as soon as they're within range.
Alright. Are you going to have a javelin in your hand or like a melee weapon?
I'm going to have Nietzsche.
Okay. Nahia.
Hi. How actual far away is that thing?
It is where it is on the map.
Or...
They are
cool.
Closing quickly.
Alrighty then. I kind of want to like yeet a fucking net over one and see if it completely ruins their day.
Nets are so bad, but go ahead.
They're terrible. Remember, I went an entire fucking 100 sessions with just fucking quarterstaffs and nets. Okay, how can I? It's hard to break that habit. And
Well,
I'm just gonna
not
do the thing, Warlock.
Oh,
And Southie.
all right. The second one will hit.
2 damage. It looks like. Yeah,
Dink.
cool. Pink.
Hey, it shaved off a pixel. All right, which one do you hear? This one. All right. The speediest of the burbs is going to swoop down towards the party. As it comes, it throws its head back. And Nahia, since you're right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Zap.
Rude. Say, Ursula, do you think there are any kind of was it reagents that's meant to be useful to Jakard here in the land of chaos and elementals and stuff?
How should I know?
I said Hashat.
Oh, Hashat, I
You
thought you said
didn't.
Ursula.
You
Did
absolutely
I
said
say
Ursula.
Ursula? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. I will continue to use the excuse of brain pudding until I stop cooking on the inside.
Okay.
I meant to say Hashat.
Probably. So I would
Okay.
not know what though.
Well, does it do anything besides transformatives? Nope. Nope. Okay, cool. So I took just the lightning, it looks like.
Yep. And then this thing gets chained.
I mean, that's just what he's famous for.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can this thing hover?
Yes.
Okay.
This thing comes in swinging. It rakes Zenoa with its horns, then swipes its claws ineffectually at Nahia and Hashat. Then Zenoa herself gets just yeeted away by the impact. Sensing where this is going, Zenoa's going to get back away from the edge. 5, 6. Come over here. And she will begin chanting under her breath and hold out a feathered talisman, from which she will blast this thing with, let's go with a lightning bolt. In fact, can she get both of these? Yeah, she can. Going to climb Hashat like a mountain and just shoot over. Zappy.
Does not ask the mountain why they climb it.
Alright, so 2 dex saves from these nerds. Boop. Alright, back one's speedy as fuck. Front one was not expecting to really have to care about lightning, but gets raked by the bolt nonetheless.
Okay, so it can. So I get 2 strikes, right?
Oh yeah.
Was this does this thing happen to have any form of magical affinity?
It does not have spell slots, nor is it Fey.
Okay, good.
It can just shoot lightning because it's, an elemental. Alright, that will miss. Tarnavak.
Yes.
Turkey time.
Yes, indeed. I wouldn't have movement if I killed that one off. Hmm. Let's go and try to make it awkward for this one. Make it... And Fighting Spirit too.
All right. A series of quick strikes will nearly shave off one of this thing's wings. It screeches and hobbles back.
Alright. Okay, that's quite tanky.
I need
Hey,
3 more minutes because
Okay.
I don't get to use the laundry room, the laundry machine, in the fucking house. I have to go out in the goddamn rain, fucking carrying everything for a fucking 20-minute walk because that's just the way it gets to be. But give me a moment.
okay.
Assume all of those hit as well.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Ah,
Second verse, same as the first.
It's quite consistent.
That is the name of Tarn's game, if you think about it.
It would be better if it was double 69s.
oh right, we were supposed to be fighting these things.
Yes, we started out with
Yes.
violence.
Right, because every time I'm fucking busy having to do something, that's when violence is happening. God damn it.
Mhm.
Alright, well, I need to take care of this. I'll be right back. Need to get an Uber.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So, Tarn does a tremendous amount of damage to this burb, which was not expecting any of this to happen. Yes.
Right. Let's see here. Fucking Pew. Oh, terrible roll.
Fortunately, that will miss.
And she is going to move to here.
Fair enough. Aha! Reach!
Back. Let's go. Oh, this got reach. Fuck. Well, that's fine. Go for
Bonk.
it. Ow.
It's not going to bother to slide you because you're just already moving anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And she's going to try and bonus hide just like in and amongst this mess over here.
Fair enough.
16.
Solid, solid. Right. At the end of Tessa's turn, since it can no longer see her, Tarn, one of the birds will shriek in annoyance at you. Zap.
Wow.
Are blasted with lightning from above. Rather than coming from any of the birds, this seems to just generate from the clouds.
Which is really nice that you have the lightning resistance shield.
Who does have that? It's been a long time.
Ursula.
Oh,
And no, I don't need it. I don't have it. I have the face.
it's Nahia.
Oh, it's Nahia. That's good.
Bird's going to come around this way. Let's do one of these on Tarn. Zappy. And then we'll swing. Just unload on the Goppo.
No, because I forgot.
Oof.
Wait, a 17 hits you?
That was a dex save, not a strength save.
Oh, that
It also did a lightning strike.
asshole bird.
Yeah.
Birds are mean. Speaking of mean things I can do, While Tarn's getting pecked, this one's going to come over here and cone. Yeah. So Nahia and Hashat. And I'm going to be nice and say Ursula and Zenoa can just kind of leap off of the shot.
I can't leap off.
Ursula's tied to Hashat.
No, you're like
Yeah.
hip to hip tied. Okay. Well, all right. So you too can
Yeah.
make.
No, Ursula's tied to Hashat's front.
Oh,
No, back.
that's what I
Back
thought.
or back.
Oh.
I assume there was like
I'm
some
on her-
play in the rope, but if you're like fucking papoosed up there, then yeah, all right. Con
She's
save for you too.
terrified.
Constitution saving throw.
That should be one of your better ones.
I can't remember the last time I ever saw a Constitution
Oh.
save.
See,
Yeah, no kidding.
somehow
Which
not one of her
doesn't really fucking matter.
slows.
Yeah, I have a 9, but I rolled a 3, so but it doesn't matter. I can't go prone. I'm stuck.
Yeah, you're not going prone. You're just going to take some damage, which is fine.
Yeah, so that's like
All right, that is that Borb.
19.
A shot. You too, Nahia. You're also blasted.
Hi? Oh, no. I mean...
I'm gonna make one of these rocks explode.
No, my architecture.
Yes, your architecture.
Harsh.
That's not the right spell. That was definitely the wrong spell card. Where's my spell card? No, that's not it.
Which one of my discount fireballs will I cast today?
There it is. I can't do well. I don't think the lightning one works for these guys. Or it might. I don't know. Things that resistances are weird in 5e. I can't justify doing the fire one, so I'm going to do the regular one.
All right. Well, very few things are resistant to magical bludgeoning damage. And let's see. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for you to blast these things without blasting Nahia. So 3 dex saves, top to bottom. Doot doot doot. Dab.
One fail.
And it's the really injured one that failed too, so that's nice. Minus 16. Was it 43 damage in half? So it's 21. Boop. And boop. Alright. The verbs are racked by explosive shrapnel, but most seem unfazed except for this one that's had half a wing chopped off already. That one does not look like it's going to survive much longer. And this bird up here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. I guess it will just double move over to here. Actually, you know what? Let's stay here. And as a bonus action, it will blast. I don't know, Nahia. Zap.
Why would it do that?
And you shot one of its friends.
That sounds about right.
And clearly its friend has Tarnavak handle, right? Right?
Probably.
Alright. Do, 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 do.
Nice, a whole 5.
Ursula, you're up.
Indeed. Well then, I'm smack this one as well. Just looking around, see who's most hurt.
Probably this one. Aside from, the one next to Tarn.
No, I look at who of my friends are most
Oh.
hurt.
Tarn.
Oh yeah, but I can't reach.
No one in
The murder-
the group is hurt, really.
Yeah, you guys are all
Yeah.
pretty
You are.
fine.
Few dings here and there, no big deal.
Yeah, so this one again, let's since he's so close, I can just reckless and smack the wolf claw with him.
All right. I love the mental image of Ursula like papoosed on Hashat's back, just flinging this axe around recklessly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
also-
Shot's probably getting real nervous.
Yeah, really. Like, obviously, Ursula's a good enough warrior to never actually hit Hashat, but it's fucking terrifying for her, I'm sure.
Probably.
Panicking.
panic moving. No, it's what's the word again? It's damn it. I had to go. I had to go through all my tab.
Okay, so it's less papoose and more piggyback. I dig it. I dig it.
Yes, that's what I thought. That's what my mental image is.
All right, so instead of angry baby Ursula, it's drive me closer, Ursula.
I want to hit her with my axe. Oh goddamn it!
Those are,
Oh.
well, the first one hits, actually, since you're recklessing.
Yeah.
Bonk. The bird recoils and hisses at you.
I mimic the fucking murder bird screech right into his fucking face.
All right, well, now you're just flirting with it. Nahia.
Well, I'm not going to get in the way of their true love. If it turns out the breast that Ursula desired all along was Chimkin, sure. Let's get stabinating.
Both hits.
And you know what? Birds probably hate being prone.
Ow.
Oh, tits.
Huge or smaller. Eat that, birdo.
He is indeed only huge. Oh, you'll get knocked the fuck down.
Welcome to Earth.
Well, luckily it is his turn, like, immediately now. Shake itself off, stand up. And let's bully you now. Here, have some horns. Oh.
Nope.
Claw. Does a 20 hit you?
20 does, yes.
Alright. And lightning strike. Zap.
Oh no, I'm at 69 health. You're gonna ruin it by hurting me with lightning. Ow. I'm at 60. Not even nearly as fun.
Alright. Zenoa. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna come over here. And let's see. This is just the first encounter of the day. Let's be conservative and just do a lightning bolt through 3 of them? Question mark? No, just 2. But fine. 2 is good.
What if she went from here? Could she? I mean, it goes through the squares.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Alright. Why won't you print the fucking...
Because it's roll 20. don't expect it to properly work.
Alright. Burb time. 3 saves. Boop, boop, boop. The south bird explodes into fried chicken. The 2 birds in the top both also fail. Take 26 damage. Grins tuskily and blows some smoke off of her fingers. And at the end of her turn, the nearest Olapheist will give her some horns. Boof. And strength save.
It can do that.
Yes.
Dick.
Tarn.
Alright, first off, bonus action to second wind. Whatever legendary monster is using actions to help these, I want to, have
Health.
health for when it appears. Now it is flippity flap up here and try to finish this one off.
Alright. The first 2 strikes, dispatch it.
12 hits.
Oh, right, you weren't any fighting spirit. Fair enough. The 3rd strike dispatches it.
Nice.
I'm just so used to Tarn always hitting. I just assumed.
Okay, so am I. But yeah, action economy being what it is. Let's just get in here. No reason not to.
Right.
It's me.
And as you finish this bird off, the air seems to take on a further charge. And at the end of your turn, a lightning bolt's going to come down and try and bean Hashat. Zap. Ooh, that's a tasty one.
Who keeps putting beans in all of this lightning?
Ow. So let's see it down. Great dexterity. Sorry, Ursula.
Well, it's okay. It's one creature.
Yeah, this is not the call lightning spell, luckily, that just cones people. It is just a single target, and Shot didn't die from it, so there's no, overflow. Sure, Tarn.
So we've established Ursula is feeling gravity while we're on this bit of Earth.
Mhm.
When I was off of it, like flying, just over the air, did I feel gravity there? And if so, was it towards this Earth or just still straight down?
So, as soon as I'm just going to make a copy of you real quick here to demonstrate. It's a good question. As soon as you, stepped off the edge here, you felt like a monumental reduction in that gravitational pull, but there was still some pulling you back towards the island. But yeah, if you stopped flying, you're pretty sure you would plummet just kind of in a viswardly direction.
Okay.
So you'd fall toward the island.
Yeah. If you fall very close to the island, you might just get sucked onto the bottom, but more than 5 or 10 feet away, and yeah, you're probably going straight down. But hey, I'm sure there's some
I
ground.
imagine.
Or we could just free float.
Well, it was established to go down, but I imagine it would be at a much slower pace than normal if it's that weak in comparison, right?
Probably. Indeed, you might just get carried away by the winds, which potentially could be even worse. Or better, depending on
Nice.
which way it's blowing.
Does
In
mean
this case, the wind is blowing this way.
yeah, that's useful to know, because if we do fall, like, well, yeah, if we do stop flying there, whether that's from unconsciousness or just a silly choice, someone else, like, the speed the fly spell has, you'd probably just still be able to reach him after a round or two.
Probably. Certainly if you're dashing.
Oh.
Yeah, so you might just get carried off map this way instead of straight down. Whee! What fun. Speaking of possibly harrowing adventures, though, Tess, you're next to a monster.
Not the first time. Let's bonus action disengage, because these things have reached like a bunch of real assholes.
Although you are hidden from it, to be fair.
True.
You could just GFB it.
Yeah, but I will get sneak attack on it, I guess. Then again, she is an AD&D adventurer. She obviously cannot fight one thing on her own. She's a rogue.
It's true.
And
She
a
needs
magic
like
user.
7 adventures to kill one monster.
She needs ablative armor, and that's called the rest of an adventuring party.
Atta girl.
It's the rules. Hi, how's it going? And then she'll shoot this bird here with Tarnavak, because at the very least, focus fire still applies. Damn it all! Rolling well does
Well,
not.
I mean, you were hidden.
Oh, right, yeah. 17?
Yeah, well, yeah, if you want to shoot, like, over here while you were still hidden, you could.
Yeah, and then just make
Yeah.
the move, whichever works. And then I will bonus action dash just so I can get a little bit further along.
Doop.
And, yeah, that's all it has.
Alright. This bird's alive!
What? Flash Bird is alive?
Alright, well, both of you are assholes, so. Although. Oh, yeah, you don't have your breath weapon up. So, yeah, let's horn swipe Tess, because you look wheatly.
There.
Okay, Birdo. Alright, Tess, you can. Well, you have a ranged weapon out. I guess you could punch it if you really want to.
Yeah. It's not like she's hot swapping. Yeah, there's no reason not to try, I suppose.
An extra 1 damage could be the difference.
It could well be.
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna.
That and she has sneak attack, so you know.
You can't sneak attack your fists, unfortunately.
you can't,
They're
yeah.
not dex weapons, which is unfortunate.
I'm just gonna use the
Bob.
silver oracle button, and then it's just 1 damage.
2 damage.
Oh.
I mean, technically, actually, it's
no,
just
it's
1
not
damage.
2 damage. It's just 1. It's just
You know what?
1.
I think personally, a crit from a fist should do 2 damage. That's stupid. Yeah.
I'm gonna get lost in this bird's cloaca.
Yeah, you thought Ursula was the one romancing
this
the
was
bird.
the wrong kind of bussy.
Oh no. Okay. You punch the bird right in the cloaca, and then it flails around, just almost by accident rakes Tarnavak's chest with a big claw. And as a bonus action, it's going to clench on you. Get lightning strike.
Oh no! Tess, quickly. What do you know? Ancient Elvish, Abyssal, Orcish, and Valish. None of those are going to help you get out of this. She doesn't speak bird.
Shad is going to drink a potion because she is injured.
Scout deck save.
Dex, oh no.
That was a good potion.
Shit.
Sap.
And unfortunately, that was my bonus action, which means I can't do anything I can't do any kind of big smites.
Wait, motherfucker. Oh, it's an opportunity in the attack. I don't have a reaction. There was definitely a really good reason not to try.
Was there?
Yeah, I don't have a reaction to Uncanny Dodge, so I get hit by all of that lightning strike instead of that 2 damage fisting I gave that bad.
It's
Ow.
not an equivalent exchange.
It was not a good trade. Some would say not even a remotely fair one, but we move on from that.
All right, now Hashat.
Hashat is gonna bring Ursula over to this one and attack and whack this bird.
All right.
Since you guys are all ganging up on that one, we're gonna go over here. This button and then this button. It's an 18 hit.
An 18 sure will hit.
It's a 10 bludgeoning, 5 fire.
Ain't bad. Bonk. It smells delicious. All right, and it is Burb. Let's see. Can Burb? All right. You know what? This is fair. Burb's gonna move down just a little bit, and breath weapon the 3 of you.
I'm gonna take like trying to shield, act as a wing shield for
You
Nahia.
cannot.
Give her advantage.
You know.
No, there's no way that would work.
A sharp maybe could, but not
No.
Ursula.
Yeah, Ursula's.
I try my best.
She's also already on Hashat's back. She's not facing this wind. She's flapping her fucking arms around.
Like I said, I tried to act like a sail to like
Fuck.
get
You-
as much of it.
Wrong. Oh yeah. Okay, that is the correct
No, it was
character.
with Nahia. I
All
just
right.
had Tessa's thing
Fair enough.
selected.
All right, Ursula has shot.
Sorry.
Saving throws, please.
Oh, that's a lot of thunder damage.
That was a
Yeah, that
real
was
good
just
roll.
about-
Damn it.
Yeah, that just about nearly knocked me
Fuck.
out.
Fuck me.
Ooh. And you are both pushed.
Fuck, and I was like 20 feet off the floor, so I fall 20.
Hello, yes, I return.
Hello, Duckles.
Welcome back. Yeah, if I'm not prone in the air, I'm pretty sure I fall.
Yeah. So you take an extra 2 damage.
No, I don't.
Bonk. Well, it's a new round, conveniently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to roll very charge for this guy, so.
Oh yes, that is true. No, he remains uncharged. His tummy not spicy.
Did he break up for anyone besides me?
No, he broke up a bit there.
Smidge.
No.
I would call complete unintelligibility a bit more than a smidge.
I mean, I'm unintelligible at the best of times. I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
Okay.
So let me shuffle a couple of people into the initiative order, actually, because Blep's not the only one who just arrived.
Blip.
Manticore pirate, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That has to be one of the silliest pirates I've ever heard of.
Rude.
You're supposed to say, but I've heard of them.
No,
Ah.
they're coming from a different direction. So just as Blep
So
finally
they-
pops out of the portal, having seen a very delicious-looking bug on the floor that distracted him for a moment, another group of winged creatures appears from, this time, the southeast. All of them carrying extremely long, curved swords and bearing great spiked tails. One of them shouts out, "Avast, landlubbers! What have we here? Stealing our dinner, I see."
What ho?
What ho! All of them shout back. They brandish their sabers.
You're more than welcome to just take the bodies.
Mind if we have the feathers?
Why, yes, we will help ourselves to your bodies.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
can you put Blep on the 20 there?
He should be. Yeah, he's on. Oh, it didn't fill him in for some reason. There you go. Ursula.
Accurate. So, first and foremost, Hashat.
Ursula.
Suck it.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
That is a big fucking heal.
That's a good fucking roll.
That was a good
so
one. There's a lot of fours in
Yeah,
there.
that was a
Well
good
above
fucking
average.
heal.
Yeah. And then I'm a smaller one myself.
Ursula continues to be your most efficient healer.
You mean our early heal? I mean, I guess that doesn't discount the fact.
Yeah, it's still really good healing. 76 healing around ain't nothing to sneeze at. Blep, you have appeared through the portal.
Healing with the power of money.
There are 2 giant stormy birds and now some manticores.
Give me a second.
Well, while you're preparing, then I suppose I will just have Zenoa go. 2, 3, 5. Let's come over here and grab bird.
All right. Let me put my headphones back on again. Okay. Come on. All right, I can take my turn now.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we need to focus down these fuckers.
And I see, I guess if we were focusing down, deal with this one first. I heard that Nahia was grappled. Is she currently in the arms of one of them?
She's
that
not
going to be a
grappled.
problem?
No, I
She's
got
just
round.
she's just knocked prone
Okay.
and very hurt.
Okay.
The one thing I would say is, while this guy is more hurt, this guy has a charged breath weapon,
Okay.
and it's a pretty spooky breath weapon. So, it's not quite so clear cut as focus down that one. If you could get like a stun off on the charged one first, that would be ideal.
I have like the 2 key points. I don't have enough for stunning.
We've had a long rest in between because we're
I
in a new
don't-
location type, right?
I don't have stunning fist on this character. Like
Alright.
it gets nerfed every time,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
stopped using it.
Fair enough.
Like this is like
He's only
Blep is just pure
monk 2,
DPS.
I think.
Like you
No,
know,
it's like 5.
yeah, it's monk level 5.
Yeah.
Like you don't get that till like
No, I mean Blep is monk
fifth
level
level.
2, I think.
Yeah, Blep's
Oh.
monk level 2. He only gets flurry of blows.
Yeah, he's mostly barbarian.
He's just in it for the fucking
Flurry
multi-shot
blows.
memes.
I literally took it for the flurry of blows and extra attacks. So I feel like I should go for the one, but that's a good point. I feel like if that's the case, I should just mag dump onto this one and see if I can't kill it, or at least hurt it bad enough to take its focus.
You can certainly do at least one of those things, possibly both.
Come over here, or if it's in the air, I'll jump and we'll start attacking it.
Yeah, it's like probably perched up on the stones right now, so yeah, you can zip up on there.
I got ready before, and it's been a few rounds of action combat. Just going to go in for the full. Let me just remember how my character works. Okay, yes. All right. So we just go for claw runs. I don't have any blood. Did I have a blessed potion? Did I have a potion of heroism? No.
That was popped before we went out because they're an hour long.
Oh, potion of speed in my inventory. Anyways, all reckless, of course. First claw attack.
Oh, you're raging?
Yeah. Second one. Third one. Then we flurry blows. And then we action surge. Two duds in there. Or at least around or dudish level, unless they're not that tanky.
I have AC 15, by the way, if someone wants to math that out for me.
Thank
Okay,
you.
one miss. Do I have anything else I
Ow.
can do?
Oh, God. Okay, let's try that again, but without double spacing that. There we go.
Did you do minus 1,115?
Maybe. Shut up.
Then I will move on over here. It's not
Don't
without.
get close to the edge. They have reach as well.
And a knockback.
I don't.
If you get knocked off, well, let's say you're flying. You're fine.
Yeah, he's fine. At worst, he goes on a windswept adventure off map.
He'll be back. He'll be fine.
Speaking of which,
Give his
Probably.
spin-off comic.
at the end of your turn, Blep, let's introduce you to the fight mechanic. Get zapped.
It's a really rude mechanic.
On deck save.
The clouds around you
Never
charge
mind.
up, discharge, and you do a cool little Leon Black backflip. Backflip, yes, good.
For a whole 4.
All right, Nahia.
Hi. Ugh. Wince, climb to feet. And now do I whack? I feel like, oh my god, do I whack?
Well, you sure as fuck hit.
Yep. Ow.
And prone.
And prone.
24 then, since he's prone.
That'll hit.
And fuck it.
Why?
And then bonus action, gonna spend a bunch of healing light dice on myself.
Understandable. Tarn.
Oh shit, what is it? What is it? I'm gonna spend some healing dice. I just see 91. It's like, holy shit. That's
Yeah,
a
I
really
wish I
good
healed for
fucking-
91.
All right. Bonus action. Superior is 8d6. Yeah.
84 plus.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
But yes, it is the 8 one.
84 plus 8.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Supreme is 10d4 plus 20.
Yeah, that's the one that breaks the roll. You guys are doing real good with these
Oh.
potions today. Jesus Christ.
And then, chop chop.
Dispatched.
Just on the first one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at
All
15
right,
hit
then.
points. He is very killed.
I guess that next attack is going to come on this guy.
All right. It's 26. He lives. Barely.
Well, I'm sure Tess can fix that. Or not, because Tess hit rolls Lamau.
Like
Alright.
she's inherited the sins of the mother here. Okay.
Before that, though, it's Manti
Low
time.
numbers, you know, they aren't the worst things. Have you ever heard of Thaco? She starts trying to tell you, trying to explain Thaco.
Yeah. You guys are getting so hurt because your armor class is so high. You need to push those numbers down. All right. What is your speed, bitch? Nice. 50. This Manticore is going to fly straight up in here. And let's see. She's going to squeal and throw some darts at Blep, saying how cute he is and how she needs to take him home.
At least dinner first.
Once again, Blep collects her money.
She's just going to like indicate the giant bird next door. That's dinner, duh. Right. Were you recklessing?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 hits.
Yes.
All right, this Manticore.
Wouldn't it be 3 hits?
Yes.
She's in melee with a active combatant. So those are.
Ah, that's right. She should
Yeah.
she should definitely have not. She should be here. All right, fair enough.
10.
Let's see. Okay. Also, she shouldn't have made that 4th attack, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right. Next pirate is going to fly up into melee, and with her first attack, Clob just reaches out and baps the top of this giant bird's head. Go to sleep. Just gonna come over here. Sorry, big man, not interested in mustache ride. You, however, he approaches the cow and pop pop. Hashat, your armor is cut straight loose of your body. Clunk,
What?
clunk. You are crit by the Bodus Ripper. Your Bodus is
He
ripped.
fucking Zorroed the
see.
shit out of you.
Yep.
These swashbucklers.
Looks down at itself. Well, that's the first time this has happened.
Milk sprays everywhere.
I've never had someone come on to me so aggressively before.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Look at you. This Manticore is going to come over here. Oh, pet dwarf. What ho, little dwarf. Yeah. 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 Which I think results in 1 hit.
1 hit only.
Alright, your Bodus is not ripped. And this one.
What bonus?
Let's fly over here. She's going to perch up in a tree. And let's throw some spikes at Tess, because she's pretty hurt and has low AC. Pew, pew, pew.
Rude.
Yeah, pretty rude. Manticore just spins around on the spot and hurls a bunch of spikes off of her tail. And
I guess she'll uncanny dot. Was it the 3 spikes there?
yeah, it's the last 3 spikes.
Alright, she'll uncanny dodge the first one, and then that's about it.
Alright. Nice moves.
Show me your boobs.
Well, that's what happened to Hashat. Tess, it is your
I
turn.
thought I was muted.
This is a lot easier when one is regenerating from all of their wounds. Look, how about this? She's saying this in like fucking ancient Elvish. There's no way she understands it. Tries Abyssal, tries Orcish, tries Valish.
When you try Ancient Elvish, the nearest pirate just goes, "Oh, look, it speaks Catamite."
At least she didn't say Sodomite.
A dumb tish?
Tell you what. You don't have to throw lots of spikes at me. I prefer to be the one doing the impaling anyway. And she shall gesture gesturingly. And takes the dodge action. She can't fight up against these guys. She's gonna get fucking destroyed.
She could just GTFO out the portal.
Possible. But then she would be running away from a whole bunch of giant, beautiful women. And I don't think you know how this works.
Hashat.
She is very keen on surviving, so mute Kinathis. Kinathis. Oh, there you
Yes.
go. Oh,
Okay. Sorry there, lady. I am trying to make sure that I do not spread my seed to any but my wives. So, unfortunately for you, that means you're just going to get this hammer and not the other hammer.
Oh, that's okay. That's a problem. Easily fixed. Ow!
Does a 17 hit?
Yes. Bonk. Was that a second attack roll or just the extra smite?
Oh, that is just the smite damage on that one.
Okay.
It's just like,
So,
that's the button that
20.
does both at once. Oh, right, that's the one. That's the button that does just the force damage.
Alright, you bean her on the head.
And knock her to the ground.
Ow! Well, see, now we're getting somewhere. Alright.
and Kina, was that your bonus action?
Perhaps so. We'll never know.
Indeed. I think Kinathis is preoccupied with dangerous boats.
That's fine. Because at the end of the third round, more people show up.
Oh, it's fucking getting a little crowded here.
Okay, Kina, was that your bonus action to smite?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
A lot of you can see the clouds to the north parting around 3 quite large but slender winged white horses, upon which are a trio of individuals, 2 of whom are clad in armor actually quite reminiscent of what Tarn showed up in originally, that sort of Asian plate and splint, while a third at the head is wearing beautiful feathered robes that flicker behind her in a myriad of colors. They swoop in and aim their lances towards the pirates. Ursula. Oops.
Just looks at the pirates and just looks at the Pegasi. You're like, well, it seems like you girls have non-admirers.
It's the constabulary. Pooh.
Well, if you want, you can go.
But we came here to
was-
come.
Nice,
just-
nice. Thumbs up. Real good line to end it on. But see you later.
Okay. Yeah, we have nothing. We have no ill will. So if you're wanting to run away from them, I won't attack you.
Make a persuade, Ursula.
Does anybody have
Nope.
What's it called? Nope. Oh, here goes my persuasion.
Wow.
Not bad at
Holy
all.
shit.
Wow, look at you guy.
God damn.
Oh, I mean, apparently you're very persuasive.
Fine, we'll go home and lick our wounds and other things, but we'll be back. That Lizardfolk is too cute to pass up.
Seriously, Blep is just collecting mummies and daddies.
It seems to be happening. A thing that
It's
happens to him.
incredible at it.
Did you see how he punched that bird almost to death?
Look,
Oh,
all
yeah.
I'm saying is the exact way to hit on me is to come up to something I'm fighting, attack it, then attack me to show dominance, and then tell me you're going to date me. So
I mean,
everything is
yeah,
on script
you know
right
what?
now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that does sound like kind of your night.
If
I can't say no to this. This is perfect.
I mean, honestly, if you promise to bring him back,
No. We don't know how long he's gonna
Tarn.
be gone for.
I don't know if we can promise
no.
that. He might want to stay forever.
Yeah, all right,
No.
go on, Sure.
I still have things
Aw.
for him, but I will come back.
Can we at least
If
take a
anything, I think-
bird?
Yes.
All right,
yeah,
one bird.
I just helped this one up before. So yeah, she's not growing.
Well, you're all very fun, and we will certainly see you again later. But for now, I suppose we will subsist on a feast of burb instead of delicious lizard. And so, my dears, farewell, adieu, and good day. You'll each claw up a big chunk of burb in hand and begin flapping away.
They are way
No,
more
wait.
fun than Hobgoblin pirates.
I must go with
They
them.
cut all the straps on my armor.
Flap.
Come with
It's
us!
so perfect. It's so perfect. I need at least the one night. It's lit.
Please.
Come with us, Blep!
Please.
You even have a cute name!
Flap.
you
Like,
go with
please.
them and they haven't made some obligation to bring you back, you won't get to join me fighting the Empire.
You're right. I'm going to have to mark this place down.
But Tussie!
I plan to return. I have duties.
Me, man,
My brothers and sister didn't die for this. Actually, they died for exactly this. But
Yeah, this
that's
is
another
exactly
story.
So much of that.
The Manticores are all heartbroken. But alas.
It's okay, Blep. Once all the fighting's done, I'm sure the elemental portal will still be here for you to come visit and or throw yourself into an eternal life or fight sex with manticores.
I am not so certain. But tis his life.
I'm gonna try. I shoved this bird through the gate.
Make a strength check, because it's actually much heavier than it looks. Normally, you know,
Jesus, how does
birds
this
are
thing
hollow
fly?
boned. This one is dense as fuck, yo.
How does this thing? It's so heavy. God.
It's right next, so you only need to push it, which.
Okay, never mind. It's light as fuck. Yeet.
Yoink.
Whew.
You got a unit.
Just sorry, 29. I'm just gonna chuck this one through.
Also, surprise, Maury.
Stick my head through the portal. Snacks for later, and also feathers for Jacquard. Maybe he can do something with Thunderbird feathers.
While you are saying that, these trio of riders land, spreading out across the little skyland. The two men in heavy armor will slowly dismount, and the third, the woman, will lean off the front of her mount for a moment, observing the lot of you, and she says something in a quite flowery, flowing language, almost like Elven, but not quite, certainly not understandable to those of you who speak the language, which, when you show
Sylvan?
no sign of recognition, will make her cock her head to the side.
Try Draconic.
Indeed, she also immediately tries a Draconic as her second choice.
Nice.
She'll sit back on her Pegasus and say, "You, Outlanders, do you speak the tongue of gods?" "Ah, you do. Good."
Get used to this. Da,
Oh, dragon.
da.
Oh, great. A language I can't understand.
Yes.
Yes.
Greetings.
Horned one.
Thank you for the assist.
You are most welcome, though you are not the ones we came in search of.
No?
Indeed. And judging by the portal, she will glance at it curiously a moment. Judging by that, I doubt you know our prince either.
Could be surprised. Do tell.
You've seen a human man of great stature and girth, with blue hair. A great deal of hair on his chest, and an insatiable love of fist-fighting.
No man quite measuring up to that, I am afraid.
Blue hair.
Fucking
Chesty.
any idea of what that could be? A spit in the wind?
Not based on religion.
Right.
History?
Sure?
Can I rub a Marek on this?
Yeah, he also has the, 1 in 20 chance of knowing anything relevant, I suppose.
Well, it's 33.
Alright, alas, insufficient to know anything about this.
This is something out of our world.
A lot of you look around in blank stares. She will...
Hold on. Wait.
Saving face.
Let's bring this up to...
When-
let's step over here and bring it up to a 36.
When I said a 1 in 20, I meant a 1 in 20.
I mean, come on.
Alas...
This is as good as I would have gotten, and...
I will tell you this.
Fucking arguing for a budget crit.
I cannot tell you
Costco
about
crit.
this individual, but I can say that this description of blue-haired humans rings vaguely familiar, and indeed, when you look upon this lass in detail, you see no sign of her hair being dyed at all. It looks natural, and her eyes are that same deep ocean blue as well. These might be natives of the plane, but they seem physically almost identical to humans from your world.
Oh, I have heard a little of your peoples here. The nation that you are from, but only long dated tales that it exists. I fear I cannot even name it.
I'm not surprised.
Aye.
It has been a long, long time since anyone from Outland has come, and I confess I do not recognize from whence you come either. What world do you hail from?
It's Iona, right?
Mhm.
That
Land of Iona.
Iona.
we may well have been one of the separated ones for a while.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but nor am I familiar with your world, so perhaps. Either way, if you are not from here and you have seen these monsters safely off, a feat for which I congratulate you, by the by. It is rare that someone can kill the spawn of the Olifeist. But you had best return whence you come. These lands become more dangerous by the year. What lands are
Right.
left?
Indeed. Pray tell, what happened here? Our expectation was of a land dominant in, I suppose, what would be elemental wind or storms. Yet a gesture at the sky ground for the lava land that's a place away and exploding probably somewhere.
Yeah, in the distance, that huge continental shelf of pure fire and water is still slowly crushing each other, turning into an elemental plane of steam. She will glance up and her shoulders slump a moment. I wish I could tell you. The stories say it began more than 10 centuries ago. Our land of Aer became one of all elements, melding together in a cavalcade of destruction. Most of the kingdoms are long gone now. Few enough folk survive on these scraps of land that still float. Perhaps the king could tell you
1,000
more,
years.
but he is some days distant.
Afraid we do not have days at this point.
No, as said, I suggest you return from whence you came.
One final point, I suppose. Do you know of any place that could be thought of as like a temple or a locus or a nexus of like, the storm or wind's energy in this area? Or one of the earth, if you happen to know of that either.
The great primordial Belaria. If there is some
Ah, yes, of
place of her
course.
worship.
Belaria's Keep. She will point south towards that massive tower rising from the clouds. 'Tis just there.
Ah, wonderful.
Holy, is she there?
Goddess only knows. No one has breached the keep in, well, since this all began. Her reavers protect it jealously, as do the dragons.
Interesting.
Would
We lose nothing by at least checking on them.
you think they would be willing to make an exception for one, though distant, of the goddess's bloodline? And I will incline my head towards Zenoe.
The woman on the Pegasus will glance at the orc and then just snap her own fingers, and a little gale will appear around her hand. All the Gale folk are descended from her bloodline, my friend. She makes no exceptions, if she even yet lives.
Oh, I know she's alive. Wait, I can't understand a single thing these people are saying.
I'll
You guys
translate.
take
It probably
time.
just takes a little bit of a back and forth.
Well, I know. Okay, well then I know she's alive. She chastised me that one time for trying to scry on her.
Yeah, pass that along. I don't know if the knowledge will do you any good, but yeah, she does yet live.
Well, that was on our home plane. I don't think scrying can
Yes,
move
indeed, on
out.
the Aeonian homeland.
I don't know
I
whether
believe
to
scrying
commend
is
your
into planar,
bravery
isn't
or
it?
chastise your foolishness for intruding upon a god, but I'm sure
was
that is
really
comforting
just-
news to some.
Right. 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. He just starts counting on the fingers, thinking. Do you? Oh. You think they're trapped here? I mean on
Maybe.
Leona.
I wouldn't have thought so. Leona was their home.
Yeah, but just everything here started going to hell like 1,000 years ago. The primordials started disappearing like 1,000 years ago.
No, that was before. That was a long time ago. That was much later. That was much further back.
And it was 1,500 or 1,200. I don't say that their home is there, but I was saying that they're there. So the decline started like 1,200 years. 1,200 years ago. Do you think they're just stuck? Like they lost that big. See, like the portal here is very tiny. A primordial is ginormous. Do you think they're just the connection between them just got too small for them to go back?
I don't know.
Like what you call one of those those fish traps, like flow in one direction, but after a while the thins out so they can't go back. I don't know. That's like Zenoe and Hashat stuff and the temple to the primordials.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't have an insight on this one. The elementals thing was less what I hoped for and more news of Herona. Wouldn't happen to know of a Herona Heron Goddess Storms.
Herona. I've heard the name,
Oh,
but
May appear as a blonde elven woman.
it gets out the fucking books and the books on the Pantheon and their depictions.
after a moment, the woman will sigh and dismount her Pegasus, giving it a little scruffle of the mane before walking over to examine
May I
this book.
pet your Pegasus?
She
Yeah.
bites, but I shall not stop you from risking your fingers.
Awesome.
As for this Herona,
Ow!
you are immediately chomped upon by a Pegasus.
Fine. I was warned. Don't worry, I love you anyway.
It doesn't let you go either. It just like stares you down, holding your hand in its mouth.
Better let go, or Diane's gonna Mr. Ed your ass.
That's fine. It doesn't matter because what I can do instead is give him pets with a mage hand.
Acceptable.
Fucking dabbed on by magic.
The mage will adjust her cloak and look at this book a moment. Some of these names are familiar to me, but I cannot say they are worshipped here. This Herona, I recall a tale from childhood about a pair of bird women from a faraway land. A Herona and a Moraine, perhaps?
Mori!
Morrigan.
Yeah, it's Verona and the Morrigan.
Although the tale I remember was that was the Morrigan who was the blonde elf.
Well, yes, Verona typically is a large harpy woman. I wondered if she might have some kind of disguise. Mori is, in fact, very blonde, even if she tries to hide it. But they've been long apart, and I hoped to reunite them in some measure. The Land of Storms, as we have been led to believe, would have been a good place for such a thing.
There are many winged folk that find refuge here from several worlds, but I'm afraid I do not know them in particular.
If you could
Oh.
send out a missive for us, it would be appreciated.
Perhaps someday, though, we must continue our search for the prince.
Of course.
Okay.
Have you any idea where this prince might be? If they've gone anywhere near the tower, we'll be sure to look out.
I hope in my heart that he is not so foolish as to have gone to the Bellaria's tower. But he did claim that he would go out and challenge a foe that would make him worthy of the crown. I was hoping he was just going to go punch a dragon.
What would happen if I tried to sending that person who met us at that tree after I tried to scry on Valerian? Oh, would it even work? Would it even work this far out? Probably not.
Well,
I mean, the gate's open right there, so.
It's a good question.
Pending doesn't normally work on other planes.
It's true, she might be on this plane at the moment, though.
You need a big rock, Ursula?
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's
dear.
a weird idea,
Double
but
oh
it
no.
might just work.
Alright, go ahead.
Well, I'm stuck to Hashat, so I can't really get. I need a rock about the size of my torso.
For what? Okay, what?
So when you finally clarify
plenty.
whose torso you want the rock sized as, then we'll go over to the standing stone and just put a foot down, break off the top of the standing stone. The two knights wince as you destroy some of the rock. The mage will bite her lip. That would be blasphemy if this place was consecrated any longer. I suppose it
Was this
doesn't
place
matter
important?
now. It is a confluence of worlds, of course it's important. We would not build, our ancestors would not have built this ring of stones were it not.
Makes sense.
Just on the other side of this temple is on the other side of this portal is a temple to Valeria on our world.
I'm not surprised. There at least should be a connection with the gods between all worlds. It is the nature of gods.
If Senoi is giving Ursula the rock, Ursula is gonna try, and I was gonna ask Zenua to see if she can feel like the elemental power of wind, and help channel it into this rock.
What?
And she's gonna stone sing.
Okay. Ursula, I need you to make a... I'm going to say charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. That's gonna hurt. There's no paladin nearby, right?
No. There are no paladins in this
Yeah.
group at the moment. Nice.
6.
Okay.
Excellent.
Ursula, as soon as you start trying to stone sing, the rock hurtles away with the force of 1,000 angry orc kicks, and both of your eyes and your nose begin bleeding profusely. And you have the mother of all migraines all of a sudden, as this magic slips away from your control instantaneously.
Just see them fucking rocket and launch out into the world like a goddamn rail cannon. It's like, just looks around, it's like, just shakes her head and makes the, like the wavy hand motion, like, 50-50. Okay,
Ursula,
that didn't work.
when you open your mouth and speak, you are propelled bodily off of Hashat. All the ropes break. You just go flying in the opposite direction.
Well, as a reflex reaction, I just tried to fucking just chain myself.
Yeah, you clench it around this big chunk of stone, stop yourself before you go hurtling off the mountain.
What just happened?
Just grip the pillar and just aim it upwards and lay down on the ground, and then just grip the pillar harder
Are you?
and try it very small, and like
Want me
very
to
small
sit on you?
blowouts.
Try to pin it down.
I mean, I could just lay
But
down
you
on
can-
top of her. I mean,
No, you can't, because I will just sink into your ass. You could put a hoof on me. If I fucking just had the power of goddamn, what's it called? Black Bolt right now, it's hilarious.
The mage is going to come over and like very gently put a hand over your mouth and say, "My friend, you have tried to channel the wrong kind of elemental power. Be very calm and careful. Your body is overcharged now. Anything you do might unleash it. I suggest you stay still and quiet for a few minutes until the energy dissipates."
We don't want the exploding bear.
the wrong kind of power.
I recognize that tune. It's earth-shaping. We have something similar, a different song of our people for the winds. Trying to use the wrong kind of power in the wrong place can be quite disastrous. Do you not have such things in your world?
Well, we've never seen a reaction like that before. Sometimes when she does through the thing, it just doesn't work. Though that ability of hers is a more recent development.
Fascinating.
Tries to gently move her hand and just see what the reaction is, or just moving a finger.
The wind blows slightly around you, but otherwise is still.
Okay. just in a very calm and slow motion, reaches down and, tied to her belt in a small pouch, she releases Rocky.
Your floating rock. I have a feeling you're going to lose that in a minute.
The winds pick up upon the rock and it begins a slow putter to the south.
It's tied to me.
It
I
is.
have it on a literal.
And
It's still gonna drift in that
yeah, it goes all the
direction.
way to the end of its lead and boom. It
Mhm.
keeps like tugging in that way. The three locals have no particular reaction to this. It doesn't seem unusual. So, Horned One, you mentioned Senatrea.
Aye.
We have a legend amongst our people of a creator goddess, though she is not named. I suppose they could be the same person.
A great dragon, her body made of magic, made physical. In our world, we call it residium. I don't know if you have a different name.
Dragon's blood, of course.
And that is one and the same.
In our legends long ago, she was ambushed and killed, and her 4 children succeeded her.
Aye. So it
Then she
was
got
for
better.
us, but through great heroic efforts, she has been restored.
That is hard to believe when we have heard no sign of the gods in so many centuries.
It is because, for whatever reason, the spaces that connect the world's planes are being kept closed for safety in regards to something else. Considering the state of the planes here, which will gesture again at lava land, might have some credence to it.
If that is true, then surely a god would be above such petty concerns. She could reveal herself to us. No, that doesn't make sense.
This is all very hot. This is all very above our pay grade.
Yes, unfortunately, we are.
Indeed, I wish you would come back to the palace with us. Our king and queen would love to hear these stories of yours. Perhaps they could make better sense of it.
Would that we could, but that is too many days away when we have things that must be done.
I do wonder if we might perhaps spare me. While you, of course, and Hashat are needed, at least the time it takes you to resolve matters with Nahia and what's the name of the adorable cat girl?
The hero.
Hedrah.
Not to mention,
Surgeries with Jakar, you could do that without me, at least.
it true, but a hell of a long journey to get you back if you go missing.
I am certain that the Lady Setsuko will vouchsafe for me.
Tell you what, hey Hashat, can you copy down teleport circle address for Tarn? If things get really bad, we might be able to make something work. So we don't, lose him forever.
Tarn doesn't know how to teleport circle.
Of course not, but someone fucking on this entire plane must know the spell. So if for some reason something happens wherein one of us can't get to the other, Tarn can at least search out a wizard to woobity-woo him out of here.
I don't think that will work.
No?
No, I don't see how that could possibly work on from this side. It's like, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like me trying to do ascending or to scry on someone from in there from out of here. It's just not going to do anything. Or the opposite. It's just like we're separated.
We've opened the hole now, though. I don't know.
But if it, let me throw an Arcana at this. Let me throw some Arcanas at this. Let's see. If the date stays open, would a teleport circle work, or would this just not going to do anything at all? 25.
Yeah, no, teleportation
27.
circle is not interplanar.
Yeah, no.
Oh, must return.
Sorry, Nahia, that
the
idea is
gate.
not going to work.
If you are unsure, I can at least take the lot of you as far as the Tower of Ballaria. I'm sure my captain would approve that. It is not far out of our way.
Well,
What do you think, Tarn? Do you want to do this Palace adventure? Maybe learn more about the primals and pass on our glorious tales of chivalrous adventuring and yada yada yada?
I would like to. How many days' travel would it be to?
What is a day here?
That
Do you have days here?
I assume you mean a passage of time. He will gesture around to the great infernos in the sky. I'm familiar with the concept from other worlds, but there is no sky orb to pass time, no. We
So there's
measure in
no
rotations of the
night.
clouds, though.
Do you do clouds by hours by any chance?
Yes, an hour. That's familiar enough.
Sure. How many hours away then?
If the winds are with us, 40. If against, as many as 70.
So 2 days or 4 days?
About
3 days.
Yeah, roughly.
And then if we account for 3 days to discuss and learn, I mean,
I suppose like a week.
yes, Ursula, just... So if after a week, and then after, and then again, if I do not emerge through it after 4 more days, and then once a day each after that, if Zenoi could open the portal, then I would be able to return.
Okay.
Will nod.
And
I can do that.
if you don't,
Sure.
and if you don't pop in, we'll pop through and scry and send for you, I suppose.
Yep. I drag you out by the collar because you got too lost in ancient lore of times and places long gone, and really it's just the nerd thirst that's keeping you there.
That does sound like something that could happen.
That's why I accounted for 3 days. After that, I'll be able to tear myself away at least. Or
Yes,
have
boy.
negotiated for a book.
The mage cocks her head. What is a book?
Physical repository of knowledge. Do you perhaps
Play
a
tablet?
tablet?
Considering that there's not much land mass, there's probably not many trees, and thus means no paper or books.
Clay tablets, perhaps? You got water and earth.
She shakes her head. If you seek physical knowledge, we have crystals of saga.
Sick.
Memory crystals?
Not memories, but voice set to chime. So our
Oh
ancestors
my
have
god,
recorded
these guys are,
information.
are hooked on fucking audiobook phonics.
Yeah, they all have an Audible subscription.
Sweet.
I still have mine.
Hell yeah. That's fantastic.
I certainly cannot imagine our royals bargaining away something so precious, but the crystal archive is open to all who visit the palace.
Do you ever use them to just record music to listen to?
Of course.
Heck yeah.
Music and poetry and our oral history.
I'm sure it's all very interesting. It's a shame we are pressed for time.
Indeed. And now it is not just surgeries that we have to make time for, but making sure that the Hashat's siblings don't explode. Tassie. Siblings, children. Sorry.
The mage glances at Hashat and nods sagely. Well, if you mean to come with us, then our ship will not be far away. I can signal it and bring it round.
Very well. We'll take one quick look around this tower. Hopefully, we can
A
find
very
a way in.
important question.
Speak.
If the continental whatever the fuckers up and around all are moving and crashing into each other, is this platform moving? Or is it stationary because the portal's here?
Everything is in motion.
How do you know? How do you keep track of anything then?
Auger stones, of course.
What is that?
What, do they function like individual compasses? Oh, we're here to find one piece. I get it.
I know not of which
Ain't
you
going to no
speak,
laugh tale.
but perhaps the Lady Captain will show you her auger stone. She will hie her Pegasus, and the three of them will swiftly wing off to the north. And I'm going to gather you nerds up a minute here.
So is Tarnavak going with them?
I think you're all going to the temple, and then they're going to take Tarn to the palace. Is what's kind of
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I duck out.
understandable.
Alright. Feel better soon.
I'm mostly better, just throat. It does not have endurance anymore.
Ha.
This is
Heh.
fair.
Useless litter.
Bye bye.
Peace.
All right. So, a few minutes later, and the lot of you are picked up off of the island by a tremendous ship that flies great black and blue flags, or sails rather, all drawn up with calligraphied symbols that look very much like something Tarn himself would make. These ships,
The cursed skyweaves.
how does
indeed,
this? Oh, Hashat. I was on a boat again. I hate boats.
you are on a boat,
Even if the boat is flying.
and it's much
This
worse
is
than
the
on water.
worst. This is actually the worst thing I've ever experienced.
So you are brought aboard, and the ship will quickly weigh anchor and push off from the skyland, and its sails
Excuse me.
instantly fill with wind as a woman that looks very much so like a older and longer-haired version of Setsuko enchants a spell and fills them with her breath, and the ship will depart. Everyone on this ship, you quickly come to see, has the same blue hair, but otherwise seems entirely human, and they are all dressed in clothes that do indeed reminisce of the Hobgoblin Empire. Lots of loose fabrics and scale armor, and even their weapons are the same sort of long curved blades and small bows favored by the Empire.
Weird.
How does this thing fly?
Setsuko will glance at you and smile. It flies by carrying the winds, of course.
That's not a good answer at all. That doesn't help at all.
How do ships fly in your world?
They don't. Well, there are some, but they have very complex magical engines.
We have complex magical spells and, well, sails. At any rate, this is my mother, Captain Masako.
Arigato gozaimasu.
The older woman will incline her head slightly. Welcome to the Sky Reaver, Outlanders. My daughter tells me you are from afar indeed.
Incredibly so.
And yet on your first day here you would brave Bellaria's tower. I do not know whether to call you foolish or brave.
Success is the
unfortunate.
indicator.
They call us haphazard. We didn't get to choose where we came.
A fair assessment. Still, I question the wisdom of your choice, but will not stop you. If anyone can breach the God Tower, it would be those who can fell an Olifeist spawn.
Is that not a common thing then?
No, not at all. Perhaps once in a generation, a fighter takes down a herd of them, usually with a small army and several ships. They have done remarkably well.
Cool.
Cool indeed.
Sorry, we've been up against a lot of stuff. It's interesting to see that we get attacked immediately by some of the land's deadliest predators.
And then pirates.
And then also
Ugh.
some pirates.
They,
The sexiest to be pirates.
Olifeists congregate around sources of powerful magic, and they hunt the strongest creatures in the skies. It's no surprise they would lurch after you immediately. Which is,
Why again could I not go after them?
I assume you mean those pirate rapscallions.
Yeah.
If your friends prevented you, it is probably for the best. Although, well, those who do escape their clutches, rare as they are often keen on going back eventually.
Of course. I could see it now. One of your great memory crystals that says, "Take me the hell back to Manticore Island."
There are many heroic sagas that end in just such a thing.
I would have gone with Heroic Saga, but I suppose those might be more embarrassing to recount aloud.
Is there an elf island?
An
Don't answer that.
elf? No, we are not connected to Elysia directly, but there are portals.
Tell me of this Elysia.
The land of elves, of course. Godless like
The
our own
elemental.
realm, but they have they had at one point a much more stable land, though I understand they are racked by tremendous storms now.
If there was one place I wanted to go, it would be there.
Elf Island.
Well,
I believe it, yeah.
should you conquer the tower, we can take you to the portal to Elysia. It is distant, but a relatively easy journey.
We wouldn't get Hashat back.
That's not true. I have.
It's true, you got wives, you got many wives and
I
children.
have wives, and if anything,
Instead, you'd
bring...
emigrate. You'd emigrate
Yes.
with all of them.
I would take. Yeah, that's more likely what would happen.
If you emigrated there with all of them, there wouldn't be, like your place.
I feel like the trade-off of the trade-off might well be worth it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give up everything else that's back home.
I feel like Cass would be down.
Well, he also has to give up everything.
Obviously, bring them too. I can't imagine putting a dampener on Hashat's dreams of the elemental plane of elves.
No, I was thinking more like if you bring everything, you're like every one of them will be giving up everything they know.
It's like
for
you've never
something
gotten a work
completely
visa before.
It just looks at Nahia like,
I've uprooted continent multiple times. I don't know what you're talking about. It is perfectly acceptable to start again new somewhere else. Even better if you get to do so with family and loved ones coming with you.
Nahia did come from an island that is on the literal opposite end of the continent from us. from
Yeah.
where Var is. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. The only work visa I had was a bit different, and going to somewhere else sort of like wasn't on the best terms exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, it could very well be a land of opportunities type situation.
Oh, yes, I am fine with moving and uprooting my life, so clearly everyone else is.
There you go, you get it. My point, Blep, was more along the lines that it's not like it is an incomprehensible thing to most.
So this is supposed to be the plane of what? Air? Right?
Setsuko will answer. At one point, yes, we Gale folk came from the plane of air, but I'm not sure there are different planes anymore. Well, air fills the void between earth and fire and water, but
Do
all
you
are
know where
constantly
the
in
Earth
motion.
one is?
It is all around us, everywhere. There's no one plane of fire or air. It's a chaotic mess. You've seen this massive shelf above you of fire and water, but she will take your hand and point you down, and in the distance you can see another giant, like crescent of fire just meandering along. The other half of the crescent is just a massive series of mountains, and some of them look to be made entirely of metal.
I wonder where the other gate is going to come out.
Captain will say, "We have not seen the other elemental gates in centuries. The Gate of Fire was subsumed by the Jotuns. They conquered it long ago. And as for the Gate of Earth, all we know is that there was some sort of massive explosion through it, wiped out a small kingdom, and no one has ventured near
That
it
would have
since."
been that would have been when Saracina's house exploded.
Indeed, we hear that the tower of the Earth Goddess was obliterated.
Yeah.
There's more than one though. There's more than one gate.
If there
I know
are,
there's at least
we aren't aware of them.
I know there's at least 2 Earth gates for where from. I haven't been to one of them.
Perhaps, but as said, we aren't familiar with them. Truly, we have not used the gates in a long, long time. It is rare each year that Outlanders come through.
Well, only people who are born of that element's bloodline from one of the primordials can even see the gates. I couldn't see the one we came through until it was revealed, and no one could see the one that I saw down in the ground.
Then perhaps the gods' bloodlines are getting thinner.
Maybe that's why all of the elemental chosen ones really make a lot of kids.
You're saying Hashat's libidinous natures and enhanced virility is like a manifested destiny?
Well, more like no idea what manifest destiny is. So more like the power of the primordials. It's like, well, there's too few. Anyone that gets from this point on is gonna get super many kids and have like easily get kids just to boom out the amount of blood that exists.
Oh, maybe.
Like I said, I don't know. That's literally just how I think it is. If it's not enough of this bloodline, then well, everyone gets a fertility boost. Or
Maybe.
fecundity boost.
Yeah. I don't know. None of us have the answer.
Do we have an? And by the way, can you like now that we're on this ship, can you get like a closer look at the tower with your spyglass?
Yeah, sure.
I have another question. What happens if you fall off this boat? Do you just keep falling forever? Or do you eventually just or is there something or is there in fact there's something way, 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 way down there that you hit, that you land on and die on?
Setsuko will point to the like crescent of fire and mountains of metal below. If you're too slow to grapple onto something, then yes, you'll eventually fall and break your body. She will gesture
But
to
what
a
if you
rope
miss?
of chains around her waist and several hooks, and you notice all the other Galefolk are wearing the same sort of rig. But
What
all
if
of us
you?
are trained from
What if
childhood
you?
to avoid such things.
Oh, that's nice. What happens if you miss that thing down there?
Well, there's bound to be something else below it.
So you
Eventually,
fall until you hit something.
indeed, something will eventually get in your way, or a monster will pluck you out of the sky.
How long does it take? How long would it take for me to? Uh, how long would it take for me to learn how to learn the fly spell? How many days would it take to retrain fly spells?
Unfortunately, you cannot take downtime while falling forever.
Why not? I've got nothing else to do. I have nothing better to do.
You have no materials to research from or anything.
Well, actually, let's see. Who can cast the fly spell? Let's check the fly
It
spell. Who
would
can
take
cast it?
It's a third level spell, right? That would take 9 days.
Yeah, it's sorcerers, warlock, and wizards. So sadly, wait. That is what's that? What's that hover spell? What's it called?
Levitate.
Potato.
Well, yes, levitate. That is his name. Sorcerers and wizards. It's a level 2. It would stop you from like impacting at hyper velocities, but you can't control the side direction. You can only control the vertical one.
You know what? It's okay. As long as I have as long as I keep the rock in my pocket, I'll be able, and a vial of Residium, I'll just be able to teleport back to the rock where the gate is. The floating island where the gate is.
I guess so.
Yeah. But that's, you said Scry only works on the same plane, you said, right?
Yes.
Then you know she's not there.
We've seen a lot of weird planar teleporting at the same time. Like, remember the fucking ossuary things? The gigantic lighthouse libraries that technically are in demi-planes that have Senatray's ancient super teleport circles on them? It's very likely that there is yet another link directly between her location and this tower that is also hers.
Very well.
It's hardly a sure thing, but, you know, it's better to have hope of something than nothing. Not the first time I've said that already today.
Yeah. I'm not really very keen on the whole air part, but which is so far.
I'm really enjoying it, if I'm honest. I like boats and traveling on them, and it turns out that I also enjoy it when they fly through the sky.
Yeah, I like boats too, but on the water, the whole flying ships, it's like it's a very long way to hit the ground.
My cloak lets me breathe water, not fly.
One of the officers on the deck will step up and excitedly ask Nahia, Does that mean you're a sailor from your world?
Indeed, that is correct.
Tell me, what are your boats like? Are they bigger than ours, or smaller, faster?
Heck, 1 second, and she'll just sort of perch up on a box or something to sit on. And she'll pull out a bunch of her old nautical maps and all sorts.
Most don't fly, they float on water.
Indeed, the boats can be incredibly large, but as long as they are shaped not too dissimilarly from how this one is, perhaps a little bit less harsh of an angle on it, buoyancy will keep them afloat. Water acts as sort of like a natural force, pushes the boat up, even though the boat is trying to go down.
Of course, our
Um,
ships can land on water too, but if yours can't fly, how do you get from one island to the next?
Our islands
The
tend to be
wind.
within water themselves as opposed to levitating as such.
The wind still blows the sails.
Indeed. It's not as though we're windless entirely.
Yes, but
And we navigate by the stars.
she points up at one of the huge land masses. But how would you get to that?
And we don't have any flying land masses. They're all terrestrial, either
Except for one.
part of. Okay, yes, there are very rare exceptions, but they're also like that, so boats do struggle to reach them.
Sanatrea's house flies.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
indeed. Pull out a world map and just fucking show her all of these continents here, all terrestrial.
Ah, so I've heard of something like this in Elysia. They have a great ocean and land masses too. Though,
Indeed, I'd love to see a map of that if you had it, but I imagine not.
alas, not here. At the palace, though, I'm sure.
have to ask Tom to get that. I'd love to get extra maps for the collection. But yeah, it is how it all functions. There are airships, but for us, they're relatively new invention as opposed to a natural way of life. They can get us across these land places a lot faster, but well, they are not quite so large as our nautical ships.
But your nautical ships have to sail all the way around, say, this horn of the continent.
True, but at the same time, they do so on little to no resources and can carry large amounts of trade and workers and passengers.
But that must be so slow.
Can be, but it's free. Or close to, obviously.
How strange.
This place, this point to here is like 5-day journey. I mean, that's not exactly long in the scope of things. Of course, getting to the island on the other side by land is a lot harder. But if one were in an absolute emergency, or just happened to be good friends with a wizard, they would teleport from here straight to here. She'll decay like Evara all the way back to Clearness House.
Ah, yes. Teleportation. I've heard of that too, but I've never heard of anyone actually capable of doing it.
Hashat here is incredibly good at it. Even if it does look like a gigantic earth penis coming up to swallow you, and then taking
I
you
don't
back
know
down to
how
the
it
ground.
would work in this place.
It's best not to. Don't worry about it. Pretend I said no.
Her cheeks colored. Yes, of course.
Don't even like.
turn.
How would he? Wait, how would teleporting work? Are there dragon veins in this place? How does it work?
Oh, I
I don't
guess
know how it would
you
work.
become an element and traverse through it until you hit a portal, and then it's bam out to the dragon thing.
How would I? My teleport idea is now very suspect. I don't know if I would be able to get back to that island if I fall off.
I think you could just try real hard.
I teleported one time. It was not the best experience.
True.
And I would rather the next time be much smoother.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when someone wants to teleport, they spend a long time, about it like a year, inscribing a metallic ring with special runes that, and then they set it in the ground, and it acts as like the focus point for the spell. And then you use the spell, and it brings you to where that into that ring. As long as you know the runes of the ring, you can go to it. I have a book full of them, and I don't know where all of them go because they were just kind of given to me by a really old person, I think. I think August gave me a bunch of these.
I did. I gave you a bunch of them because
Nahia confirmed
because
for
I've been
some old
collecting them all
person.
adventure. It's yeah.
I have a bunch of these that I don't know where they go. There's three of them that are just question marks.
Oh,
Because
those are ones that went to old cultist teleportation secret rooms. Remember? Most of those aren't mysteries anymore, but I do not know which one is which from just glancing at them.
or which one of them have security measures on the other end, like traps.
Yep.
Or if they're being covered up by a plate.
Yep.
Why would covering it matter? Does it just not work?
Well, have you ever fallen along this?
It's like blocking a door with a chair.
Well, except
I can't remember. Do
you
you go?
slam into it.
Do you I don't remember. Do you go splat and die, or does the
Fizzle.
spell fizzle?
You fizzle.
If it can't.
It's not an
it's
eligible
blocked.
place to teleport to if it is blocked and thus it fizzles.
But it could be set up in a room that is full of traps, and as soon as it notices someone is inside, all the traps turn on, like poisonous gas, or the room fills with sand.
Yep.
Because you don't want someone just popping into your basement unannounced.
That does make sense. I imagine that's why the gods put the gates some distance removed from their keeps. Speaking of which, as the first mate is saying that, the clouds part around the bow of the ship, and there is a tremendous crash of lightning that sends the whole ship to shuddering as this massive stone keep looms overhead. Setsuko will shield her eyes a moment. Aye, there it is. Bellaria's tower. Are you sure you wish to enter?
Well, we certainly have to try. Even if we do not stay
really,
long.
no.
Apart from Ursula and her chronic fear of heights.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We don't actually have to go in. That's the thing.
And why not after coming up this way?
Because why the hell did we come all the way here right now in the first place?
That's true, there isn't the same wind temple anymore. It depends. Zeno, does that place call to you still? Or not?
Hard to say. My blood sings in this whole place. But it's certainly been getting stronger the closer we get to that tower. So yeah, I guess it does.
Then how are we supposed to get to it from here? You said there were guardians, right?
Setsuko will
Dragons
nod.
or something?
The tower is defended by giants, but there is a landing pad.
Excuse what? Giants?
Of course. Cloud giants.
Oh!
Oh, you mean walking belts?
Oh, no. Right around. That's the way we're going. Bye-bye. No. Oh,
Ursula, I am unused to this cowardice from you. They're just a bunch of muscly tall boys.
I'm sorry. What are the potions we drink?
I'm
For strength
teasing.
called?
I'm teasing.
Listen,
That said, yes, this may have to be something we have to make more preparations for, anyway.
Shit, I'm sorry to interrupt. I might need to be right back. It's too hot in here.
look,
Okay.
they do have 27 strength each, yes, but I
I'm gonna go get something to drink at least. Holy fuck.
okay.
Yeah, do that.
Well, I mean, maybe we should. I mean, do they attack on sight? Or do they warn you first?
Yes.
I have not ever attempted the tower myself, but while no one has breached the tower, some folk do return from it.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt
What
to
have they
knock
said?
on the door.
That
I
the
guess.
giants ruthlessly defend the gates.
I mean,
Okay.
at the very least, I can speak giant.
So can I. But let me still remind you that we need to prepare for this. this is all fun and games until something is like 4 times our strength, okay? Or no, wait.
Yeah, all right.
counting.
We don't have the resources to deal with it. At least not right now. We're low on things like potions, and it's been a long time since we've made the home journey, and we have places to be and go. It was worth a look. We didn't know what was here on the other side, but yeah. Damn.
Yeah. At least we know it's there. At least we know what to expect. So, and this will give Tarnavak time. So to research and get whatever.
Yep. Guess so.
The captain will put her hands on her hips and glance at Tessa. It seems your friends are pussying out already. And after we came all this way.
Well, if you might just step away with me for a while, I'll make sure that you don't come for nothing.
Oh, I don't know. A skinny thing like you, I doubt I'd come at all. Now, as for the rest of you, if not the tower, then where? My ship has a duty to attend to.
For most of us, it'll be the portal. For Tarnavak, our companion, it'll be to your palace. That said, how long have we been traveling? It hasn't been that long, has it?
Like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, okay, we don't have to fly spell anymore. Then.
No.
Yeah, that's allowed.
Do you have enough people to, yeah, no. What a pain. I suppose we could pay you for the, inconvenience.
What currency do you guys use
What
here?
is payment here?
Or
I don't understand the question. Pay us? If you wish to render a service, we do still need to find our prince.
Does the concept of currents... Oh no, they're communists. Need to get the fuck out of here.
you're starting to lose your fucking capitalistical sense by osmosis.
If someone has a loaf of bread and you want it,
No,
Let's not go down that line.
Yeah.
Captain
we
looks
need to be
confused.
getting... Yeah, we need to be getting back home. But because we've inconvenienced you and making a little bit of a round trip of it, I'd like to give you something in return at least. Thank you for the passage.
Ah,
If indeed it comes down to helping to find your prince when we return, I'd be glad to.
yes, that will do nicely. Assuming he has not been found by then.
Of course.
Which, at this
If
rate,
he hasn't,
might
then you
well.
can borrow our elf.
What do I need your elf for?
Tessa will whisper the dimensions of a genitalia to her.
Yeah, that's hideously large. How do you fit that inside anyone?
Well, I'd be happy to show you.
Tell you what, grow a beard and then we'll talk.
You can barely grow pubes. I just get the cute little tuft. Dang. Oh well.
Sorry, Elflet. Mommy needs a daddy.
No, I get it. I get
Oh
it.
man, Tarnavak is just primal draconic might then.
Yeah. It's a good thing he's below deck right now, so she's not just asking him for mustache riots.
Draco Daddy.
The fucking daddy.
The captain will chuckle to herself and shake her head and slowly bring the wheel around, which causes the ship's bell to clang noisily. And we'll begin crawling
Just
back towards the
Nahia
portal.
will let out a little whoop because it's really fun on this flying boat.
we're gonna have to either
just
have
hits
a
the
whole
deck and
bunch of
grips the
We're gonna need either a bunch of fly scrolls, or some of us are gonna have to learn the spell to fly.
I can.
There's no
probably
way you can
potions for
make it
that.
to the keep with just fly spells. It's hours away.
Oh, that's true. We would need to delve into the ancient annals of the Pathfinder game and acquire overland flight.
Here's the thing, though. That spell exists in the book.
We need the overland flight spell.
We'll ask Cleo if she can put together some scrolls or something that one of us fuckers can use to get around.
Yeah, but Kinathis, the overland flight spell exists in Cleona's book.
Does it?
No.
Because Sophie used it before all the fucking time splittings happened.
I'm not sure if that counts.
All of Sophie's spells are in there, and overland flight was one of them.
Yeah, it's fine. Centray just purged everything that wasn't in 5e. Dab.
That's too late. The book has been stowed away by the asshole of magic. And that book was stowed away before she came back. Goddamn, it's still there. But it's called, what was it? Talian's Great Distance Spell, or Great Flight Spell. Something fucking ego boosting bullshit.
Hallian's overnight flight.
Talian's Continent Crosser. There we go. That sounds so fucking up his ass.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a ninth level spell, though. Dab.
But overland flight is only a 5th level spell.
Yeah, but this version of the spell gives you in-flight refreshments.
Ugh.
Now clearly we need Morgan's mythical continental maneuvering, and it's just a fucking flying sex cabaret.
No, the hilarious thing, it's some fucking shitty bang bullshit, so you just cast it on a fucking cart and it just flies. So you get you're literally flying coach.
Overland flight is a personal spell. You can only cast it on yourself.
And up to a certain amount of creatures.
No, it's actually just yourself.
Yes, it is. No, it's not.
I'm looking right at the spell right now. It is.
Are you sure?
The target is you, and the range is personal.
Yes, as you are flirting with the captain's daughter, said captain will jerk the wheel ever so slightly to make you stumble slightly towards the railings.
Ah, you fool. That means I have to go with the, oh no, I need to be supported and held up arm slip around Setsuko's waist. Ah, you caught me.
She blinked slightly, having kept hands clasped behind her back.
I'm teasing. Don't worry. Yes, tomat! Tess will look immensely pleased with herself.
So, having turned the second mate into a tomato, the ship will eventually meander back towards the portal where you guys can be let off and Tarn can be whisked away to a week-long tete-a-tete with the royal family of the Plane of Air. And, yeah, I guess that's where we'll probably call it for the night, because, what the fuck are you guys doing next week?
We are going to acquire some people who need to go to Jakar for surgery.
And pick up all of Hashat's baby pots.
And as soon as she gets that, she is going to fucking leave and go give those to her wives.
Yeah, so they don't all explode and die. And then I suppose after that it will be Bless the Rains.
So, Jakar, then
We're
Reigns,
gonna
then
stock.
hope Tarn's back by then?
No,
Yeah.
no. Jakar, restock.
Yeah, obviously we
also
can.
have-
We don't need to do that in the episode itself, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Indeed, I
but we
was
also
gonna
have
suggest we
the
just kind of
village.
start at Jakard's next time, because like we can just kind of skip
We have
all the gathering
we
of
have
everybody.
the village of the. Here's the thing: we have the village for the witch's information. We have Stone Song to bring the information. We have Evara, where we have the infernal fucker with information.
Okay.
Remember?
So what are you guys doing next time then? Like those sure are things you could do. What are you actually doing? And in what order?
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to hammer out in between, because those are things that are in the.
I mean, the only thing that's potentially in the way is Ivara. And I guess
Yeah,
that's really it, because you can just teleport back to the temple directly.
yeah. There's
You're getting back to the
like I
temple's
said, the
easy,
stones.
actually, which is a nice relief.
Yeah, but there's the Stone Song. We need to go to.
I mean, do you?
Why do we need to go to Stone Song?
Because first and foremost, we have the village in a way, because the witch has been gathering information from the survivors from back when Ursula's mom happened, so what know what actually fucking happened. Then secondly, go to Stone Song to talk to them, to actually tell them what the fuck is going on, and the fact that the stone singing actually works on different elementals, so that they don't actually have to stay there. They can move there and actually refuse it in some other way. It's minor parts, but it's still significant parts of other people's
Who dat?
character stuff.
They
Sure.
do
Hovered
it.
over Lich Take Our Isle, and there was some little birdlets. They do a chat.
Oh.
Some of them are mine. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I
Right.
still have to go.
And
And Cass
you
is now
haven't
like
re-
expecting a fucking baker's dozen.
I have to go to
Yeah.
that island still.
And Kinathis, you haven't actually returned to the village and seen how the hell your brother is doing and everything else there that you were supposed to do after you sent them back.
I am painfully aware of all the things Hashat has to do. Trust me.
I know, I've been right next to you this entire fucking time and listening to you. I know.
Okay.
So we're trying to ship.
I'm trying to figure out what you guys are doing next week.
We
Are you just-
are going.
Oh my god, that's fucking adorable.
We're going to get Nahia's wife. Teleport to Avara. So teleport to the tower. So we're going to go to the tower, Archangel Tower.
Uh-huh.
Then to Avara.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to go to Adrene, and then to Shikard's camp.
So like I was suggesting
To do
earlier,
the surgery.
if it's all the same to you, we'll just kind of start at Jacquard's next week, so we don't have to go through just picking all the people up, and
Travel quest
That's
again, yeah.
You know what? That's
you
fine.
can
That is
just
okay.
grab whatever restocks shit you need in Avara when you get there. You can do that between sessions, and we will start with Jacquard.
Okay. We're not starting with the infernal fucker then.
I mean that's going to be a whole thing. That is more
is.
than just like a quick scene. That's probably going to be fairly involved. If you want to start
Surgery?
there, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like,
Gareth-
do you want to do
Gareth
that
must
immediately when you get to
monitor,
Avara, or do you want to do the surgery first? Is the question. Like, I don't care either way. I just would like to know.
Yeah, I will just let. I'm just gonna plant another death flag on Nahia then by letting the surgery be complete.
Or what? Now that they're all happy and healthy, that's when Nahia dies.
That's
Uh-huh.
as it should be.
Yeah, you're literally.
As it should be. Yeah.
You're just a few days away from retirement.
Yeah, I have.
literally.
You're. Oh my god, no! I'm gonna
Yeah.
die. I'm not gonna make it.
Do you-
You're
Yeah.
gonna die heroically
really want
completing
to
this
start with-
stupid ritual that floods a valley full of undead and wipes out a civilization.
I mean, that's a pretty boss way to go. I'll end up on an album cover.
Yeah, that is going to be a pretty metal album cover. There's a huge dragon fighting an army of skeletons and shit.
Oh yeah, Dio is definitely singing that album,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Okay. So, Jacquard first, all that stuff, then back to Avara, then Stone Song? Slash
We're
Village?
gonna have to go through to village and then Stone Song because the village is before Stone Song.
Okay. Cool beans.
And,
I imagine
Kinathis,
Hashat
you
wants to
said
do a little
some-
bit of a teleport round table to get the potions to the wifey's too.
I am definitely going to,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
at the very least, ask Tassie to go through the gate, through the teleport
So-
circle to Naramate.
It's going to take... Let's see. There's no circles up here, so it's going to be... That's 300 miles. How fast do you
If
guys
we
go a day?
cart-
50, so that's...
no.
You guys go 70 a day, that's right. Or 72. So that's...
Yeah, we cart around, so that's double.
That's 4 days for that. And you guys could just, like, come back to Ivara and take a couple days off, and Ursula can go do her thing at Stone Song in the village, since that's kind of a her thing, and Karn can do his bit with the airfolk, and Hashat can go do her thing with her wives and stuff. We can all kind of condense like a week of everyone kind of doing their own thing if you want.
That sounds nice. Our poor characters are probably sick of each other after all of this journeying.
Yeah, it's been a minute since you guys had some actual downtime.
It's been a very long time since I've had that.
Gee, wonder why.
It's cool. The pieces are all finally coming into place. Much like any project, as you reach the end of its fucking paragraphs, it's just stretching time out over that finishing line now. These last few pages, they take a lot of work.
Yeah, you need me for high velocity traveling, so
Yeah, I was saying like you guys are gonna want to go to Jacquard's because remember, you owe him a service for this surgery. You're not paying him cash.
This is true.
And spoiler, that will be
You
an
want-
adventure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted something, an undisclosed favor.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite kind of favor.
oh boy.
Fuck, I wonder if it would be to do Jacquard's thing before we go back to the Stormland or not. knows?
You will be doing Jacquard's thing while he's doing the surgery.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, once the surgery's done, you guys can like pop back to Avar and then split up to do your own things. Which doesn't mean Merz will either be sitting out or have to, like, borrow Siggy or something. Where the fuck is Siggy? Oh, she is way the fuck over there.
Siggy is far away.
I mean, he's on a boat. It's only
Cass, that's the real question. Where's our boy?
Siggy.
Oh,
I miss Cass.
Cass
I miss Siggy.
is so about now. It's been another day or so. So Cass is like at this point made it back to the Waves Horn and is getting ready to set sail again. He has not actually even really begun his adventure. It's just been sidetracked.
Oh yeah, they spent all the time repairing my boat after fucking it.
Hey,
again.
Hey, they also saved a bunch of Amazons from.
They did. They
slavers.
saved a lot of people from Imperial privateers, but I swear, I've gotten to drive my boat once, and every time I've left it to anybody else, including the DM, my boat's got fucked. Just so fucked.
Hey, look,
utterly shagged.
The boat has saved a lot of people's lives, indirectly or not.
It has.
That is an adorable token.
But yeah.
Little baby Hoppy.
That is an adorable token. And so I am going to go pass out now. My battery was officially spent getting yelled at by the neighbor.
Cool.
Joy.
All right.
So I'm going to go lay down now.
Have fun.
Goodbye.
See ya.
DTL.
Rip.
Ah, that was too slow.
So, for the rest of you, however, there is experience.
Oh, right. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. By the way, Nahia, I hope you're excited to get your waifu surgery done on session 150.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Yeah.
150 fucking sessions of this.
Jesus.
Wow.
Like this, easily.
Yeah, this is the longest campaign I've ever
Easily
been
tops
involved in.
fucking COCD.
Yeah, by 50%, yeah.
This is...
When was the first fucking episode of this? Hold on. I'm just gonna...
Oh, I feel like I look that up at least once every couple of months just to be shocked all over again.
November 2018. This campaign is as old as COC2 is almost. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When this game started, I was not yet Savin's employee. I was still fighting to survive, like fucking paycheck to paycheck.
2018. You know what? We were still able to go out and have a good fucking time back then too. Remember? 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Back
then, the worst thing that happens is like a couple of famous people died. Oh, how stupid we were.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
how about that?
Yeah, all right. Did you explore an interesting? Yes. Did you discover an interesting truth about the world? Not this world. You weren't even a dab. No XP for you bitches. No. Yeah. I think you learned a lot about a different world. However, did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy? Not really. Yeah.
We didn't really.
The boat crew are just like, neat weirdos.
Frenemy?
I mean, the Manticores just want to come back and fuck Duckles. I don't.
They just want to have sex with Blep. They just want to be.
They just want to get blepped.
Another parent for Blep.
Yeah, he needs his 4 mommies to go with his 2 daddies.
I see. Blep has gone to Ascendant Mormon.
He has 2 Mormon families. His dad and his stepdad and all their wives. Alright. Advance or complete a quest.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't really...
We had to do a lot of scoping out the location for Zenoa's thing, and we're gonna make prep for it.
Yeah, but you didn't...
Knowledge is power.
Yeah. And we have set in for research. We have set in researching for the planar.
Yeah, we're leaving behind a player character, for fuck's sake.
I guess I'll give it to you this session for turn, sure. Did you discover a new page in a companion story? I don't think so, really.
Think so.
No,
Yeah.
All right,
no,
3 XP then.
no.
I've got 562 by the look of it.
562 indeed.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if you're watching on stream or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We will see you ideally in a few days for Sav&D. Till then, adios and do take care.